All right, good afternoon. Welcome back. It is great to be with you. I don't know what you're doing this weekend. I planned to sit in front of my television. I happen to be up north and my fire and and watch some NFL. This Sunday is the NFC Championship game. It features two teams from, believe it or not, two very Catholic towns. I was thinking about this earlier. You know, you got, and it's hard. Sometimes I pick teams based on the names. Like, who doesn't want to root for St. Francis, right? You got San Francisco 49ers, of course. San Francisco's a great city. You got the Green Bay Packers, home of Our Lady of Good Health, the only church-approved apparition in the country. Also, the National Shrine of St. Joseph. Also, my own bishop hails from that area, so I'm a little partial. And right now, I'm sorry to say, since I do live in Green Bay, odds are in favor of San Francisco. And if you would have asked me last week, I probably would have thought, if I was a betting man, I would have said it would have been Baltimore and San Fran in the Super Bowl. That would have been my pick. But it was amazing what happened. Tennessee came in and beat Baltimore at home. And in football, on any given week, anything can happen. So it's possible Green Bay could beat the 49ers, although they've schooled them earlier in the year a couple of times. But we'll see. I mean, earlier, in fact, I don't know if you remember, Green Bay, and they've got, the all-star Aaron Rodgers, they got trounced 37-8 earlier this season. 37-8. And the game's going to be played in San Francisco. You get home team advantage there. Green Bay has a 3-2 away record. San Francisco is a 5-1. So odds are in favor of San Francisco right now by a touchdown. But like I said, anything is possible. But these are two storied franchises, and Green Bay did win the first Super Bowl ever. It would be interesting also if the Chiefs made it, because I think they played in Super Bowl I. But it's the 100th season of the NFL, and it would be kind of cool to see Green Bay make it. And I know that His Excellency, Bishop Cordileone probably wants to see the Niners make it there as well. And I am actually joined this afternoon by the shepherds of these two great towns. And they join us today just for a little bit of conversation. I have my own bishop, Bishop David Ricken, who joins us here, and also His Excellency Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone of San Francisco. And it's great to have you both with me. Your Excellencies, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to be with you, Drew.
Thank you. It's a delight to have both of you. I have a lot of respect for both of you. And Your Excellency, Bishop Ricken, you know how much I love you. And of course, I've got a full disclosure. I'll probably be rooting for the Packers in this game, although we've got a lot of listeners in the San Francisco area. Bishop Cordileone,
yes,
the 49ers are unbelievable. I mean, they won the Super Bowl 5 times. Packers, of course, have won the trophy named after their legendary coach, Vince Lombardi, 4 times. But your team looks unstoppable. And if I had to bet with my life, I'd probably bet the Niners. Give me your take on your team, the fever in your city, and how people are viewing this very important game that's one game away from the Super Bowl.
It seemed like the Niners came charging out of the gate this season, coming back with a vengeance. I came to San Francisco in 2012, and then the Super Bowl that January 2013 was the last time they were in the Super Bowl. So I remember that game very well. You might recall that was a game where they had the blackout. It was for about 30 minutes. The game stopped, and then it shifted,
Yep.
and the Niners got the momentum, but it came down to the last play. It was ruled not a complete pass in the end zone. So unfortunately, they didn't win, although they came really close. So this has kind of re-energized that excitement after some quieter seasons, put it that way. So sports has a way to do that, to unify people.
It really does, and it's fun. I mean, it'll be a distant memory, too. I couldn't tell you who won the Super Bowl 3 Super Bowls ago, probably, but it does unify, and it is a lot of fun. And Your Excellency, I should say Bishop Ricken in Green Bay, I know they have a Bishop's Charity game. I don't know whether they do the same thing in San Francisco or not, but you tend to have a special relationship also with the Packers, don't you?
Oh, yeah. There's been a long-term relationship. Vince Lombardi and Bishop Bona started the Bishop's Charities game, one of the preseason games for the Packers. And as it turned out, the Lombardi needed to sell the preseason tickets because the stands were empty. And he asked the bishop if he could, sell tickets after Mass, after all the Masses in the city of Green Bay and the surrounding area.
Wow.
And Bishop Bona said, well, yeah, you can do that, but you need to give some money to Catholic Charities. So they worked out a bargain, and it's been holding ever since. And the bishop has the unique privilege of being able to toss out a the first pass in that preseason game, symbolic pass, But at any rate, it's a really neat thing, and the community gets excited about it. And the neat thing is we get to bring somebody on the field that we've served through Catholic Charities and tell their story for just a few seconds, and it really makes the whole thing very real and alive. So there's been a strong relationship between, the Packers and the diocese, and Vince Lombardi was a daily mass goer, daily communicant, and we have that good tradition here, which I'm so honored to be part of.
Well, I'm honored to have both of you with me today, and I know bishops in the past have had friendly wagers, between them. I know when the Patriots played before, some wagered lobsters. And what are you going to be wagering? You guys have anything you want to put down on the game, or who do you think is going to win? I'm assuming you're behind your team. So, what about the two of you? Is there a wager going on?
Well, I think what I'd like to do, and I think the Archbishop will be right with me on this, to give a gift to Catholic Charities in San Francisco, the Archdiocese,
awesome.
And to let him choose the program that he would like to take. In this day, I think we really need to reach out to people that are hurting, and that might be one way to do that. What do you think, Archbishop?
Sounds good by me. And just in the off chance, certainly I'd be willing to support a Catholic Charities program in your diocese.
That's great. So, maybe we can speak a little bit about that. Or maybe, I know some listeners probably don't know what Catholic Charities does. Why don't you give them a plug and explain, the great work that they do?
It's more what they don't do.
Wow.
They do so much.
That's true.
Caring for the homeless. We have some 30 programs here in the Archdiocese of San Francisco, from caring for homeless families and single mothers to AIDS hospices to elderly care to youth programs, and so a whole array of programs. I'm sure it's similar in Green Bay too, Bishop Ricken.
Yeah, it really is, Archbishop. And one thing we're trying to do is to reach out to the rural communities more than we have been, and especially now with people struggling with drug addictions and things like that. And Catholic Charities is going to be mobilizing to carry that work forward in the next few months. And so, if you give that kind of gift, that would be wonderful.
Well, Archbishop Cordileone, I want to thank you for your time, and you as well, Bishop Ricken. I thought there would be, cheese curds and maybe Ghirardelli chocolate or something like that, but I love it.
We could add a little local element. I mean, your cheesehead's there in Green Bay, so Bishop Ricken, how about if we wager you can give us some beer, some brats and cheese?
I love it.
Hey, we'd be happy to do that. I'll even send you a cheese head.
All right, okay. We got it. We have lots of. This is crab season here.
Oh wow!
So I could send you some blue crabs and sourdough bread. How's that?
That sounds great.
My gosh, that would be terrific.
Bishop Ricken, I'm going to invite myself over. I hope the Packers win. I love crab.
You should. Yeah, you kind of pushed this thing, Drew. I think you should.
That's funny. Well, I just hope it's a great game. And gentlemen, I want to thank you both for your leadership as shepherds. And I want to ask all who are listening to pray for you, because I know how difficult it is today to serve, how many challenges that you both face. And I promise you my deepest prayer when I spend time with the Lord a little bit later today. So please pray for us, okay?
Thank you, Drew. I know Archbishop does, and I do all the time. And so what a gift it is to be able to live and pass on our faith. And I'm hoping and praying that people get as excited about serving the Lord as they do about those great football games.
Amen to that. That's
Amen.
Bishop David Ricken of Green Bay, and, of course, Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone of San Francisco. Please pray for them.